Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another edition of the University of the West Indies online session entitled Ask UE. Again, just as a reminder, the reason why we have these sessions is to make sure that all of you who want to sign up with us, hopefully for our September 2024 cycle, that we want to give you a forum. We have these sessions to make sure we give you a forum where we can answer all your questions about various programs. I'm seeing all our attendees are logging in. We have Rachel and Janelle, Fian, Sherry, Chantal, and a whole host of you who are quickly logging in. And again, welcome to all of you. We are happy to have you. And I have an esteemed panel here with me this afternoon from our Faculty of Food and Agriculture, because today we are going to give you information on how to, or I should say, what is involved in doing a BSc in entrepreneurship. We know that some of you are very excited about this. So soon we will also put some information in our chat. We're going to give you all email addresses. We're going to give you all links to faculty booklets in case you need more information. But this is the session for you if you want to find out more about doing a program in entrepreneurship. This is the session for you. So today our session is going to be about 45 minutes to an hour or so. And I have with me some, as I said, some very esteemed presenters who know all about the program. I have with me today Dr. Priscilla Bahaw, who's going to come in the beginning and just give us an overview of the program and tell us about why we should study entrepreneurship and the career opportunities and so on. And she'll be joined by her colleague, Dr. Sharon Hutchinson, who will also come in and let you know that this is the program for you for September 2024. And they will also introduce some other speakers, some students who will give us their experience, because sometimes we always find out from those who lecture, but we really want to know the student experience to find out how interactive it was and what are the benefits of doing the program. So we have all that in a really packed and tight program for you all. I would like to invite you all to ask all your questions in our chat. We have our chat support right there waiting to answer all your questions. Or if you want to chat with us, you can use your raise hand tool and we will allow you to come online and chat and we can hear your voice. So don't be shy, ask us your questions. So I'm going to just get us started and I'm going to introduce our first speaker, Dr. Priscilla Bahaw, who will share her screen and give us an overview of the program. Dr. Bahaw?
Thank you. Permit me to share my screen.
Sure.
There we go. So good afternoon, everyone. It is a pleasure to be here today to engage in a discussion about our BSc major in entrepreneurship. As our host just said, I am Dr. Bahaw. I'm a lecturer at the Department of Agricultural Economics and Extension. And I hope that at the end of this session, we'll be able to address some of your burning questions and also maybe ignite some passion in the field. So without further ado, let's dive right in. So some of us might be wondering, why is it important to study entrepreneurship in the current job market? Now, first, I'd like to address a really harsh reality that is facing youths around the globe. And unfortunately, that is the issue as it pertains to unemployment, right? Now, the job market is extremely competitive and is actually worsened by technologies replacing human labor. And you'd find that many university students, and studies and research has shown this, is that across the globe, they are finding it difficult to secure employment. So let me just kind of give you a picture of what this looks like currently. Right in the United States of America, for example, over the past 8 years, around 4% of their students with at least a bachelor's degree remain unemployed. And the situation is even more far-reaching in the United Kingdom, because about 12% of their graduates, which translates to about 96,000 students, just as they exit their program, they remain unemployed annually. And let me tell you, in the Caribbean, in recent labor study reports has shown similar, trends. But here's the good news, guys. when you pursue entrepreneurship training formally, such as enrolling in our major in the BSc Entrepreneurship, right from the Department of Agricultural Economics and Extension, you will be arming yourself with unique skill sets that you can fall back on to overcome these challenges that I've just mentioned. In fact, if you actually go the entrepreneurship route and you become your own boss, there'll be tangible benefits that you will enjoy. There will be exciting career opportunities, which I'm going to talk about shortly. And the sweet part about this, and this is what you might want to hear more about, is the fact that this area is, it's interdisciplinary, meaning that whether if you're into arts, sciences, IT, agriculture, right, we can show you in our program how you can take that profession and translate that into a wealth building vehicle by just opening your own business. And let me just quickly show you a quick scenario here, for example. Now, in this slide, I actually have 4 photos of local entrepreneurs. Let me just get my laser pointer. Some of you might know this person. This is Anya Yongchi. She is in the fashion space. We've got 2 medical doctors. They are corpreneurs. We have 2 agri-entrepreneurs that are very successful. Now, let me just quickly show you how entrepreneurship is indeed a complementary field. Entrepreneurship is indeed complementary to any field, right? So let's just say, for example, we have a medical doctor that just exited university. He got his medical qualifications. He entered into the world of employment. He got a job at the hospital, and he's working on call, weekends, the regular jazz. And he could earn an income of approximately 18 to about 25,000 monthly, just, generally speaking. Now, let's just draw an analogy. Should he explore the route of an entrepreneur and decide to open his own practice? All right. And I'm just using an example for all of us to understand easily. Let's just assume that he opens his private office from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. one day. That is 5 hours for the day. Let's assume he sees 4 patients per hour. That would give us 20 patients that he would see in that particular the end of that day, right? And sometimes we don't even spend 5 minutes when we're talking to our doctors, right? So this is our figures could really be conservative. At any rate, if he sees 20 patients in a particular day, charges them $300 as his basic fee, he can accumulate $6,000 of revenue one day. Now, if he decides to open 2 days for the week, then you're going to double that, right? So that means that he can, when you spread that across the month, he can make approximately $48,000. Now, just kind of shows you in comparison what he can make as an employee versus as an entrepreneur. Now, guys, I know that, we're not talking about expenses, because as an employee, you will have to, you have your work-related expenses, you've got your taxes to pay, and in the business, you've got your business expenses. So all of these are just gross figures. But what I'm showing you from this example is that entrepreneurship can open up new possibilities. It can allow you to be resilient in tough economic times. And just from this example, you can see how it marries into any field. It's complementary to any major, right? So the thing about it, though, is that becoming an entrepreneur in this current market, it does come with risk. It does come with uncertainties. And that means that it's important for you, when you enroll in our program, we will train you in terms of how to navigate that entrepreneurial journey, that process, and be a successful business owner. You can hit the ground running just right upon graduation. But here's, aside from the whole issue of unemployment, I'd like to turn your attention to another important issue, which is our main employers, where the jobs reside. Now, contrary to public belief, right, most of the jobs does not reside in the public sector. It's actually the private sector that creates 70 to 80% of the jobs. In fact, according to the Secretariat statistics, the majority of Caribbean firms are SMEs. And who are SMEs? They are small and medium-sized enterprises. They contribute to over 50% of GDP. And in fact, in our country, they constitute 95% of the companies. So to break this down into simple terms, guys, this basically tells us that SME, the owners, the managers of these firms, they represent a significant portion of who will be hiring you, who are our employers in this present time, and by extension, where the jobs are. And they span across a variety of sectors: agriculture, manufacturing, tourism, retail, services, you name it. Now, how does this relate to the study of entrepreneurship and what we do at our Department of Agricultural Economics and Extension? Well, SME owners, guys, are by default entrepreneurs, right? And their recruitment practices are unconventional, meaning that they walk the path of taking risks, they made several sacrifices, and they are very picky and selective in terms of who they hire and bring into their companies. Some of them come from family firms, and family firms are very tight-knit. And while traditionally, persons would take roles based on family status, firstborn right, gender, and so on, in this present day, they're making sure that whoever is taking over their companies are competent, as well as who they hire are competent, and it's not a family friend. So in other words, guys, SME owners give preference to persons who can spot business opportunities, who can solve complex problems, who basically are creative and innovative. They want persons who can complement them, guys. They want persons who can help them grow their businesses, enter regional markets. And in this present time with pandemics, global crisis, you've got changing customer behaviors, right? You have this trust towards the SDGs regarding the, the trust towards sustainability and so on. They are looking for persons with a strong founder personality. And I tell you that a strong entrepreneurship education in this present time will provide you with the evidence that you are that problem solver that they're looking for, that you have what it takes to take up managerial roles in their companies. It will give you that competitive advantage. In fact, when you actually see some of these job advertisements, you would see that they ask for persons who are problem solving. They ask for persons that are equal to the entrepreneurship specific qualities. So studying entrepreneurship will indeed prepare you for that, and it can basically increase your chances of getting hired in this present time. Of course, without, in the interest of time, I can go all day talking about why entrepreneurship is important in this current market. But, just to wrap up quickly, entrepreneurship indeed is an economic growth engine, and it has attracted the attention of global leaders. They are encouraging persons to study entrepreneurship. It allows for the exploration of opportunities that addresses the triple bottom line. And let me tell you here, you see this point here, conduit for social and environmental change. Businesses, the corporate sector, even the public sector now, they are looking for ways in which that they can translate their conventional practices to become more sustainable. And hence they are looking for innovators and problem solvers, which is what entrepreneurship degrees and education is all about and what we do in our program. So I have another question that you might have, which is, what career paths can you pursue after completing your BSc major in entrepreneurship? Well, entrepreneurship, guys, is often associated with starting and growing a business. However, not everyone with an entrepreneurship degree will become a business owner or desire to become a business owner, and that is totally fine. But what our major does is it will prepare you for either entering the world of work or as a high level of management, holding a management position in an organization. Or, of course, you can be self-employed and earn the title of a CEO or a managing director or a founder accordingly. And of course, it will offer you a prelude to further your studies in this field. So let's just quickly zone in into each of these career paths so that we can have an understanding of the various options that may exist. So in terms of self-employment opportunities, you can do this full-time. You could actually do this sideline and supplement your income, bring in multiple streams of income so that, at this present day and time, the cost of living is not going down, right? Some prefer to run their business as a sideline, and some prefer to run it simultaneously. Regardless of which path you choose, these are the various options. You can be a business owner, as I just identified. You can be an e-commerce entrepreneur. So that means that you will have digital platforms leveraging the technology and basically have a global reach through online business. You can also be a franchise owner. So that means that you don't have to start a business from scratch. You can leverage a reputable brand and business model. In fact, in Trinidad, we actually do have local franchise holders in like Linda's Bakeries and so on. Ritual Coffee House, as apart from the regular KFC and Subway and all of that, right? You can take over your family business and preserve its legacy and inherit and continue to generate wealth there. You can also open small business consultancy firms. And let me tell you, this is going to be in high demand shortly, because with the regulations now that are going to be enforced or in a stricter fashion, you're going to find that businesses require help with registration, with actually managing their books and bringing them up to speed. You can also be an investor where you share in the equity, and you can also be a business partner where you collaborate with someone else, share your expertise, your responsibilities, and of course, the rewards. Now, if you decide to take the route of paid employment, you can secure specialist positions in startup firms, or you can actually secure a management position in an established company. Our degree will equip you with skills like innovation and leadership, just to name a few, risk-taking, for example, and that is essential for several corporate roles. So here are just a list of a few job titles that entrepreneurship graduates can actually apply for. In fact, even in the public sector, you can take research positions. You can teach entrepreneurship. You can be an M&E specialist or a monitoring and evaluation specialist. And you can also be, some of these ministries have business operations coordinator. And this is just to name a few. And let me just quickly give you, a real example of what this looks like. So I actually took some excerpts, some Caribbean jobs. These jobs were recently posted. And if we just focus on the left here, we would see this title, Business Growth Digital and Brand Experience Officer. And this job actually asks, they stated that, their academic qualification is international relations. They also include entrepreneurship. However, what I want you to take note of is that not every job advertisement will actually state entrepreneurship in the requirement, right? So you're going to see some of those jobs that I just mentioned, what they would have, and this is just an example, a BDO, a brand manager, an innovation officer. They will state in their qualifications that you can have an undergraduate degree in business management and administration, or, and this is where I'd want you to focus on, a related discipline. And this is where our degree will shine, our major will shine, because it covers everything as it deals with both the managerial aspect to it, as well as even above that. And, without being exactly, 100% correct, but a junior management position in our country, depending on where you land, you can earn a salary range from, let's say, $12,000 to about $18,000 a month, with upward mobility in senior roles. It's not uncommon in the corporate sector to, especially in a senior role, to start at about $18,000, $19,000 and even advance to $60,000 a month. All right. And then, of course, guys, our major will prepare you for a prelude, for further studies, all right? So for those of you who want to further your studies in entrepreneurship or related disciplines, you definitely can. There's MBAs, there are MSCs. Right here in our department, we have the marketing and agribusiness postgraduate programs and so on. In fact, when I was a postgraduate student, I pursued entrepreneurship, innovation, and management for my master's. And basically, it can lead you to gaining straight up to your PhD studies. All right. So with that being said, I would now hand you over to our head of department, Dr. Sharon Hutchison, who will talk more and answer some more of our questions that we might have. So Dr. Hutchison, over to you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Bahaw. Welcome, everyone. I'm answering the question, why UWI? Well, first of all, I want to say UWI is at a very exciting place, and our program is very hands-on. So the picture you have on the screen now shows you some of our students on a field trip to Angostura recently, where they were able to learn about Angostura's marketing approaches, procurement approaches and their customer service approaches. Now, it's really important that we are accustomed to taking our students out to meet real world people in the field so that things are not just based in the classroom, they are more experiential and students can get to see potential employers, interact with them, ask them the hard questions. And this is something we really pride ourselves in doing. We have a fair amount of field trips and our students are really always excited to get out there. The other thing I want to mention is that Dr. Maha mentioned our focus on innovation and problem solving. We've been offering the major in entrepreneurship for more than 10 years, so we have a lot of experience and our staff are quite dedicated. Now, what sets us apart in my mind is the fact that even though the BSc Entrepreneurship is not currently gate funded, what our students do and what we advise them to do is you coming in with a mix and match with other programs. So if somebody's coming in to do, let's just say, agribusiness, which is gate funded, and they want to do entrepreneurship as well, then they could apply um, on their other program, and then they will be able to develop the entrepreneurship major as they go along, right? And so that you will end up with the entrepreneurship major, even though that may not be your only option coming in. So I want to put that out there because we're in close talks with the ministry right now to have it state funded, but many students still graduate with this major and they're very happy with that under their belt. Now, UWI also has an entrepreneurship unit that you can partner with. Let's say you develop an idea as a student and you really want to get funding for it or you want to scale it up. We can put you in touch with mentors who will help to further develop your idea into a bankable project and we can help walk you through getting funding for the idea from on the market through NETCO and some other sources. And so we're able to have that kind of collaboration. Only last year as well, the Faculty of Food and Agriculture opened a marketplace where we are selling uh, agricultural products, food, vegetables, meat, etc. And so our entrepreneurship students have that space as an area that you can practice some of your entrepreneurship skills. So if you want to get into marketing, you can use that business as a sounding board to try out your ideas. If you wanted to get into sales, you could also do that. So there are many different ways that you can meet real customers and interact with them. And so I want to just turn over to two of our students to give you a short overview of their experience. First, I would like Mercedes Archer, who is currently a major in entrepreneurship, to speak with you. And then Urshad Mohammed, who is actually transitioning into the program right now because he found it to be so exciting after doing a couple courses. So Mercedes, can you just share on your experience quickly?
Sure. Hello, everybody. My name is Mercedes Archer, and I am a student of entrepreneurship, and I just completed my final year. This program honestly really encouraged me to be really invested in the faculty, and it also opened my mind to what entrepreneurship really is about. It taught me that not everyone could be an entrepreneurship, and there's so much more to it, and it's incredibly versatile. While I was offered in the faculty, I noticed how it could have been applied to so many different fields, and it especially helped me towards greater understanding for my other major, which was agribusiness. Also in my program, I had the wonderful opportunity to meet lecturers such as Dr. Priscilla Bahaw, who really took the time and walked me through all of the different courses that were a bit difficult, as well as Dr. Odamarath Maharaj, who was there since the starting of my degree and who really pushed me forward. Not only that the program is incredibly heavy in wealth and it's really innovative, it also has these lecturers who are really passionate on the profession and they're always willing to push me forward. And it's because of them that I use this program to propel me towards my master's, and I always recommend it to anybody. Even though it's under the faculty, it can be applied to so many different ways. And if you're also interested in pairing it with the other major, it could really boost you because, truth to be told, entrepreneurship is everywhere we go and it's the skills that you learn is really intangible, and I'm really grateful that I did the program, and I'm grateful that I've met all of my lecturers, my head of department, and my experience was nothing short of amazing and truly inspiring. Thank you.
Thanks, Mercedes. Over to you, Urshad. I know you're transitioning to our program fully.
Hi, good afternoon, everyone. So my name is Irshad Mohammed, and currently I'm enrolled in the Faculty of Science and Technology. However, I'm going to share with you this afternoon why I made the decision to transfer into this entrepreneurship major. Well, the first thing I want to talk about is my own desire for study for entrepreneurship, because I see it as something that is so diverse and it gives you a lot of career opportunities. It can mix with any sort of career that you want to do regardless. And I think the program itself is designed in such a way to equip you with all of the necessary knowledge that you need to start an enterprise. And one thing I would like to mention is that the program has a strong emphasis on hands-on learning, and it has a lot of opportunities for you to network with different agencies and undertake real-world projects. And I must mention the dedicated faculty at this Department of Agricultural Economics, especially Dr. Bahaw, who would have assisted me greatly in terms of understanding what the program is about and understanding what is required of me for the program. And all of my lecturers, for that matter, they all give that hands-on experience, that one-on-one experience, always willing to go the extra mile. And I was also drawn by the opportunity to pursue postgraduate work at the department after reviewing their postgraduate master's and PhD offerings. And I think their active involvement in research in particular is something that I am passionate about as my career. So that was one of the reasons why I decided to come into this program. And finally, I am in courses such as entrepreneurial business planning, for example. You have a lot of options for you to apply your knowledge that you would have learned, and you could actually develop an entire business plan that you could use in your future. And it definitely allows you to have that additional edge on other applicants in the workforce because of the major. So just to conclude, transferring to this major, it has been, for me, an exciting experience. I must thank all of my lecturers who would have gone the extra mile this semester with these courses, and the faculty staff as well, who would have assisted, with the logistics of my transfer and whatnot, and the collaborative atmosphere that they all share within the faculty, not restricted to the department, but the entire faculty. So with that, I'd like to thank you.
Thank you very much, Irshad. Back to you, Dr. Bahaw.
Okay, so thanks so much, guys. So just to continue my slide. So you may have another question in terms of what will you learn in our program. And just quickly, I'm seeing two photos, one inside of the classroom where we have some thought-provoking conversations going on there, and one outside of the classroom where you see my students are having fun in their groups doing some group work as well. Now, just a snapshot of what our program looks like. As you can see in year one, we've showed you what year 1, year 2, and year 3 can look like. So pretty much in year 1, you're focused on completing your prerequisites, right? So you've got courses such as financial accounting, microeconomics, macroecon for Caribbean agriculture, introduction to entrepreneurship, creativity, and problem solving. And pretty much by year 1, you would have completed 15 credits. In year 2 and year 3, combined, you would complete 30 credits, of which 24 would be core. And these core courses are listed such as ICT applications for business, entrepreneurial law, you're learning innovation, decision-making, entrepreneurial business planning, how to export, entrepreneurial marketing, which is a big thing now, especially with the advent of social media and influencer marketing, entrepreneurial finance, how to get investment, how to get angel investors to invest in your ideas, and case studies of real life entrepreneurs in terms of their journeys and their strategies that they would have utilized to grow their business. And of course, you've got, apart from these, 24 credits, you've got 6 credits of electives, and you can choose, let's say, one in semester 1, one in semester 2, depending on your preference. And you can choose, there's a wide variety that you can choose from. You have like e-commerce, you can even do the project in entrepreneurship, you can do agricultural project appraisal, and so on and so forth, right? In terms of the skills you will master, right? Again, we would have said this before, so I won't stay too long, but you would definitely learn how to innovate, how to lead. You learn how to plan out your business. You'd learn to assess a business export readiness. You'd be able to apply analytical and critical thinking skills to real life problems, business problems. You'd learn the issue about having to be flexible in this present time, complex problem solving. Some technologies are involved, and also competitive intelligence. Okay, so over to Dr. Hutchison, who will take us through another question that you may have at this present time.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Bahaw. So coming in, you have 2 main routes. Mostly, we expect people to come in either straight out of fifth form, and if you're coming out of fifth form, then you'll be required to do an undergraduate certificate in either agriculture, human ecology, or human environmental geography. I know that the human ecology certificate, which is offered by our program, will be offered in the next academic year. And despite the title, it will be a good stepping stone for you to get into entrepreneurship. Alternatively, you can come in from CAPE with any 2 CAPE subjects. And that is one of the nice things about our program. We do not have any specific subject requirements for the entrepreneurship major, and so it's really wide open because entrepreneurs can come from anywhere. Or if you've completed a degree or an associate degree with a minimum GPA of 2.5, that will also be considered for entry. If you don't have any of these things, we will look at you on a case-by-case basis, because then we will look and see what work experience you have combined with academic qualifications, and then make a determination on your eligibility. One of the things that I would say is that our students generally do very well. They fit in very easily, and the program is extremely rewarding. The other nice thing, as was mentioned that by Urshad, is that you really can combine what you've done before with these new skills. So I saw in the chat that Rachel had asked about the fact that she still wasn't employed, but there are a couple more options I want to introduce. One, besides taking a new bachelor's and doing a major, for someone like Rachel, there is also the opportunity of coming in as a specially admitted student, where you can sign up for our entrepreneurship courses up to 24 credits worth as another alternative. Of course, we prefer to see you as a full-time student, but I just want to put that out there that members of the public are also welcome to sign up for our courses, one at a time or a few at a time each semester. Okay, so you can apply by logging into our entry portal. One of our staff will put that link in the chat for you. And when you're applying, you can apply for BSc General Entrepreneurship major, or you can apply for another one of our majors like agribusiness that's in our department, and then we will bring in the entrepreneurship along with that established major. So I just want you to be clear on why you have to choose one major coming in. Entrepreneurship major should always be something you try to pair with whatever you're doing. Okay, most people would put entrepreneurship with something else, but it's possible that you could do entrepreneurship on its own. Okay, all right. So I really want to thank you all for being here with us. You can contact us at our departmental email address, daee@sta.ewi.edu, or you can call our office 662-2002, extension 82094, and our staff are waiting to follow up with you. We can walk you through the process hand in hand for those of you who may not be as tech savvy or may not be so comfortable navigating our online portal. So I really want to thank you, and I'll hand you back to our moderator. Thank you.
Thanks very much, Dr. Hutchinson. That was a really interesting presentation, and I think you all answered most of the questions. And while you all were presenting, and Dr. Bahaw was there waxing warm when you were presenting, Dr. Maharaj was having discussions with our attendees here online. I see our team in the background there is sending information, so we have links to apply, because remember, our deadline date for applications is July 31st. If you really want to join us on this beautiful, I always say beautiful, University of the West Indies campus in St. Augustine, our deadline date for applications is July 31st. So we have links to apply. We have Ms. Wells putting all the faculty pages here. So any additional information you need is right here in the chat. So just kind of scroll and see all the information here. If we can just reiterate the phone numbers that Dr. Hutchinson just mentioned there, so we could put that in the chat too, so you have all our extensions. We are giving you all the information you need to contact us, because we're really excited to have you here with us. And if it's one thing I do have to say about the Faculty of Food and Agriculture and all their programs, all these students who have come on Ask UWI and spoken about the various programs, because we have several programs in this faculty, mentioned the lecturers, how passionate they are. They all mentioned the combination of the academic and the practical, and I'm seeing it coming through in a very stark way today. And I see Dr. Bahaw is shaking her head. They all mention how much practical experience they get, because I saw that someone was asking, I'm not sure if it was Rachel, someone was asking earlier about internships, and Dr. Maharaj had answered. They have so many experiences that they share with these students and allow them to take part in real world things, in forming solutions and part of real world issues. And that goes right across the whole faculty. So some of the things that Irshad said and Mercedes said, I really have seen it through various Ask UWI sessions. And if you want to see other Ask UWI sessions we've had, please check us out on YouTube. We have all our sessions on YouTube, so you can go back and look, see who has presented, see the other departments and programs we have in the Faculty of Food and Agriculture. So again, ask us your questions in the chat. I'm seeing some questions coming through, but before I could even blink, I'm seeing our team responding to them. So we have Dr. Maharaj there, and we have Ms. Wells there, and all the questions are being answered with regards to how they can sign up in terms of our mode of teaching, if it's face-to-face or hybrid, and so on, so that I think Dr. Maharaj is even extending invitations to persons to come and visit the department and see. And I see Dr. Hutchinson is nodding there. So you can call us, you can email us, you can come visit. As she said, we are willing to walk you through the process. If you're too shy to ask a question, all the information is here for you. I know that if anyone had additional questions on requirements and so on, we have Luana who's here, but I know that we had covered that. But if you have any additional questions on admissions, she's here to reiterate that. So any question at all you have, we're here to answer. And again, I would like to welcome everyone who is here to our session on entrepreneurship. I see that Rachel is asking about, can you apply for a program the traditional way, face-to-face, instead of the online way? And Dr. Maharaj said yes, she can do both. And again, he issued his invitation for us to come and discuss in person if you need guidance. So we have several ways for you all to contact us. I think this program is one that can see you straight through any of the disciplines. And I really like the fact that it's pertinent to anything, and it's pertinent to everyday life. It's pertinent to how we live our lives. It's pertinent to all our faculties and all our programs. I think it spans across everything. So it's really one of those programs that anyone can do. So let me see if we have any more questions here. I'm seeing a new message coming up. Someone is asking about part-time and online as well. I think it's Denzel was asking. Dr. Bahaw, would you like to take this question about if you can do the program part-time or full-time? And he was asking about the hybrid method.
So presently, most of our courses are indeed face-to-face, but we do have a few sessions that we actually host online so that there would be, a sort of hybrid approach.
Right.
And information would always be available for our students in case, for example, you just really could not attend a particular class for whatever reason face-to-face. We will share with, our notes. We have a My e-learning space where all of our notes, our recordings, our resources are posted there for 24-hour access. And definitely, hopefully in the future, we could probably look at maybe having some of these courses fully online.
Thanks very much, Dr. Bahaw. And I'm also seeing that Chantal had asked a question earlier about mature persons who would like to matriculate into the program. And Dr. Maharaj said that we do have a policy on mature entry, which allows individuals who do not meet the traditional academic qualifications to gain admission based on their age, their work experience, and other factors. So in other words, we are open to everyone, so that you should email us or call us or come in and chat with us and get more information. So we really are open to all and sundry. So again, if you all have any more questions, we are answering as fast as I could read the questions. And welcome to everyone. We really are happy that you're here with us, and we're happy that you're interested in our entrepreneurship program. So if anyone has any questions, Fian, Manila, Sherry, let us know. I think we've answered most of your questions because our speakers were able to span across a wide range of topics. So I am also seeing some additional information coming up here in terms of entry requirements. Ms. Wells is putting up all the entry requirements there. So again, guys, let us know if you have any questions. If anyone wants to voice their question, you can use your raise hand tool and we will allow you to come on board and chat with us. Yeah, I'm seeing someone has a question here. Dr. Hutchinson, you wanted to add something?
Yes, I wanted to say that really we welcome mature students. We look at the combination of any kind of training. Sometimes persons have done courses over the years. They've had different jobs. And remember, entrepreneurship is so wide that it's possible if you could bring with you a whole gamut of skill sets that would be very useful in you being a very successful student. So we are really open to have mature students in our program, and I really encourage you to apply in that realm.
Yeah.
Okay, so I just wanted to reinforce that question. And someone also asked about if the program is part-time. Yes, it is. You can do it part-time. But the only thing to note is that part-time does not mean evening only. Part-time simply means that you have a reduced load, but some of the classes will be during the day. But as Dr. Bahaw mentioned, we have for each of our classes, we can offer some online classes. And most of our lecturers take advantage of that opportunity.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks very much. That was an important point there because we want to let everyone know that we do have the space for them. And just as a reminder, our deadline date for applications for our 2024 September cycle is July 31st. If you all are thinking about it, now is the time to sign up. It's the time to sign up now. I know we had our application link there in the chat. We also put some other information here in the chat. We have some links and details in case you need some kind of guidance with regard to your academic journey and so on. So it's all in the chat here. So that there's a whole host of information in the chat here. So make sure you have it. Make sure you take use of it. Make sure you call us, you email us. If a question occurs to you after the session, you can reach out because you have all the channels that you could reach us out at. And we look forward to having you here with us. So because I'm not seeing any further questions, as I said before, I'd just like to remind you all, take all the information that we have, make use of it that we've put in the chat for you. We were happy to have you here with us today. And this video will also be uploaded to our YouTube channels by the end of the week. So by Friday, you can go back and look at it again. You can share it with a friend and reach out to us. We'll be really happy to have you. And that's it for us today with regards to our program on entrepreneurship from the Faculty of Food and Agriculture. My name is Nataki Koo, and it was my pleasure to host you this afternoon. Thank you for attending. Bye.
Okay.